You are listening to the Estheticians Earning More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 131. Welcome to the Estheticians Earning More podcast. On this podcast, we talk about how to love your esthetician business without the hustle, exhaustion, or overwhelm as it booms into a successful business. I teach simple ways how to approach your business that gives you your life back while still growing a profitable business. I grew BLH Beauty in San Diego to a 6-figure business, and I learned a lot along the way, which I'm excited to share with you here. So let's get started. Do you want to make $100,000 revenue in your esthetician business? If so, I would love to show you how. I want to invite you to coach with me in my one-to-one coaching program. It's completely customizable. The way that it works is we sit down and figure out what you've been doing in your business that hasn't been working, and then make a very specific plan that I help you follow over the course of 6 months to get it done. We meet weekly for 30 minutes and discuss exactly what went well that week and we're going to do next week, whether it's your pricing needs to be raised, or you need to have boundaries with your clients, or if you need to learn how to sell skincare, or you need to niche down and you're doing way too many services and not making money, or all of the above. Whatever the issue is, whatever the reason is you're not making money, we'll figure it out together, and we will grow your business into a really profitable business that's sustainable, that you love, and that really helps people. I cannot wait to be your coach and to work with you. To learn more, go to the link in the show notes. And with that, on with today's episode. Hello, happy Monday. Welcome back. I hope you were doing well. I know here in the US, we are 1 week out from Christmas, and it is a really crazy time for most people, especially most people in our industry. And I remember this time of year very vividly in the years that I worked as an esthetician, in the years that I had my own business as an esthetician. And it's really hard. The days are long. I think everyone wants to have great and beautiful skin and get in before, the holidays. If your business is closed, hopefully for Christmas and the New Year's. And it's just kind of a little bit wild. So I hope that this episode today can kind of just be something for you and something for you to think about and feel as you end this year in your business. Before I get into that, I do want to say I kind of changed my giveaway for creating reviews on my podcast. If you listen to last week's episode, I am so grateful for how much my podcast has grown in 2023, and I wanted to give something to you as a thank you. And so if you write a review, I think honestly only Apple Podcasts you can write a review, but if you can figure out how to do it on Spotify or Google Podcasts or wherever you listen to, that works too. And if you screenshot it and then send it to me, either on my Instagram, which is at esthetician.coach, and esthetician is with an E, or you can email it to me, and my email address is info@blhbeauty.com. So if you write a review and screenshot it and send it to me, you will be in the running for a $50 Amazon gift certificate. I think that may actually be more exciting. So we're going to do that. So if you've already written a review, great news. Just screenshot it and send it to me, and you're automatically entered. And if you want to share it on your social media, that too will also get you that entry. So good luck. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the 3 things I tell each of my clients to do and why I tell them to do it and how it can really impact their business as well as yours. And if you're one of my clients, maybe this is a really good review. And these are the things that have come up again and again this year as I've been working with people, especially working one-on-one with people. And so I thought I'd make a podcast having it all together for you to really think about, if you're not already doing these things, to really put them on the forefront of your mind going into the new year. So first and foremost, know your business numbers. I know this can be terrifying. It can feel like the last thing you actually want to know. You may hear me say that and you would put your head in the sand. I get it. I get it. It can feel really scary. I think when we think about knowing exactly how much money we spend in our business or how much our business actually makes and how much we actually can bring home, which are the three numbers I really want you to know. I want you to know the revenue, which how much you're totally making a month and a year in your business, your expenses, which is how much you are spending on things in your business, all the things you spend your money on, and then your profit, how much you actually get to take home every single month or week or however often you take money home. Hopefully you are taking a profit. That's another really important part of this. If you're not taking a profit and you've been in business for 6 months to a year, then we need to talk to figure out why you are not taking a profit. So these numbers are essential to know as a business owner. And I know if we avoid it, it's because we're really afraid of if we're going to find out it's going to be news that we don't want to hear. And so it's just better not to look and just keep trying to make more money and hoping that the numbers are all going to be okay. Right? Am I right? I know I'm right. And so it's like, I think I'm making around $3,000 a month in revenue, but I'm not exactly sure. And I'm kind of afraid to look because what if it was only like 1,700 and I think my expenses are around 1,000, but what if they're like really like 1,800 and now I'm actually in the negative? Like I really don't want to think about that. So I'm just going to like look over here. What is this? This is so pretty, and ignore the financial numbers. Oh man, I've been there. And a lot of my clients have been there. It's rare actually for me to sit down with someone. They're like, yeah, I know my numbers and here they are. Usually if that's the case, it's either they have a background in like business or finance, or they're just a special unicorn. So I want you just to feel like, take a deep breath and know that it's okay if this is really terrifying for you, but we are going to really work on that in 2024. And actually, it's one of the things I'm going to be working on early 2024 with you. So stay tuned. So knowing your numbers, really important. Number one. The second thing that I tell all of my clients, my esthetician clients, is to really think about how you can help your client. Help the clients that are coming in, whether they're getting a Brazilian or eyelash extensions or acne services or microneedling or microchanneling or laser hair removal, whatever it is that they get from you, what you do, I want you to think about how you can truly help them. And I don't mean like discounting or telling them, no, it's okay. You don't have to buy product, even though they desperately need to. That's not what I mean. Or that doesn't mean like, they're like, hey, I can only come Tuesdays at 8 p.m. And you're like, yeah, I don't work Tuesdays or I don't work past 5. And then you're like, okay, fine. I want to help you. So I'm going to work there. No, that is not the help I mean. The help that I mean is to look at where they are struggling with their skin or the services that you do and figure out why they're struggling with it and help them do better at it. So that's like a really general way of me saying it. And I can kind of tailor it based on whatever you do. So like if you are doing Brazilians and you have clients that have really bad ingrown hairs and they are very uncomfortable, and every single month they come back and their hairs are still ingrown and they're still not loving it, how can you help them not have ingrowns? And how can you help them in a way that's different from what you're doing right now? Because obviously what you're doing right now is not working. They're not understanding it. They're not trying something different. They're not feeling motivated. Nothing has worked that you're doing so far. So how can you change it? Maybe you do acne like I did, and you have clients that just like cannot give up the dairy again or whatever lifestyle change, and they're just not doing it. How can you help them do that? I'm not saying like shame them. How can you make it easier for them to understand, easier for them to do it? If you have someone like me who, as a client, is a mom of a small child and is really tired at the end of the day, and sometimes I just don't wash my face. I know. I was kind of afraid to tell you that. but it's the truth. It's also probably why my skin isn't as good, as healthy as it has been in the past. Especially when she was like a little baby. I almost never washed my face at night because I barely brushed my teeth. I wasn't sleeping. I didn't brush my teeth all the time, which was unheard of for me. I'm always brushing my teeth. So how can someone like me, who's in this phase of life, how can you help me get better in my routines? Really thinking about it from that perspective. Not how can you make more money from that person? How can you help that person? Because if you really focus, like you really actually are focusing on how you can help them, you actually will make a lot of money from them because they will sense that you are trying to help them. And people who feel like you actually are there for them, you're trying to help them, they will trust you and they will keep coming back to you and they'll keep buying from you. And that's how you make money. You don't make money from fake help, from recycling what other people say online, right? You don't make money from just telling them what to do and then like scolding them if they don't do it, right? I don't want to be scolded. I know I need to wash my face every day. I know I need to do my ingrown hair stuff, Megan, okay? If you listen to the episode with Megan Wade, she's a sugarista, you'll understand. I know these things, but sometimes it's really hard for me to do it because of my life. So how can you help me think of ways that I can remember and do it in a way that's easy and sustainable for me? If you can help me figure that out, I will love you so much. Right? So I really want you to think about it from like a detective or someone who is thinking outside of the box. Not again what you hear other people and see other people doing, but how can you help people genuinely be creative with these things that they want to do and that you want them to do? And the last one that really has made a difference in my clients' business this year and that I consistently tell my clients, I really want you to question what your brain is telling you. So what that looks like is if your brain's telling you, I don't have enough clients, I'm really bad at this, I'll never make any money, no one ever books, it's not working. I want you to just question if those thoughts are helping you make money, figure it out, have clients book. I'm just going to skip to the answer. It's no. It's no. We don't. That's actually not how motivation works and how creativity works. If we're telling ourselves how bad we're at it all the time, then we don't like turn around and be like, oh my gosh, great idea. Now I'm like so excited about my business. That doesn't happen. So I want you to just question that those are actually helping you believing those things. And then question if that they are actually true. I cannot tell you how many times, especially recently, where clients, I've asked them for their numbers, their business numbers, and they're like, "Oh, Brittany, I don't want to look. You know, I've had a really bad week or a really bad month or a really bad this." I'm like, "I know, just let's look at it." And they like look at it and they're like, "Oh, actually, I'm doing the same if I've done every month, or actually did better than I did last month or whatever." They've already decided that it's a horribleness. They've done terrible. You've already decided. You've already decided by looking at your books next week that you are empty. Empty. And then you go and count appointments and you're like, actually, I'm almost full. And that's happened so many times to clients when they're like, I have nothing on my books. And I'm like, really? How many? But how many? Let's just count. They're like, oh, I have X amount of appointments. And I'm like, okay, what's full time for you? They're like, oh, it's this. I'm like, right. So you're not empty. Right? Or I've made no money. I've made no money this week. And I'm like, okay, so zero money came in. They're like, oh no, I had like 7 clients. I made X amount of money. Okay, so that's not true, right? So questioning these things, like hearing yourself say, I've made no money, when you actually have made money, is not helping your business. It's not helping your brain. Your brain is going to always think of things just trying to protect you, to keep you safe so you don't go out and accidentally die because you're not paying attention. That's how brains work. It's very Stone Age like, right? So your brain's going to come up with these things to protect you and keep you safe. And so you just have to really say, wait a minute, is this true? Like nobody ever engages in my post, or maybe 3 people did. Okay, 3 people did. That's not nobody. I know it may feel like nobody if you look at someone else who has 1,000 likes on their post. Yes, that feels like nobody, but that's not actually true. And maybe that person got 1,000 likes on their posts and actually no new bookings because none of those people live anywhere near that person, right? There's no way they're going to ever be a client. They just liked the reel or the post. They thought it was funny or whatever, heartwarming or interesting, but they're never going to actually buy from that person. But you got 3 likes. Maybe one was your mom and one was your best friend, and then one was a client who forgot about you and is now coming in and booking with you. I'm going to tell you right now, those 3 likes are better than 1,000 likes. So it really doesn't matter what your brain is going to tell you. What matters is if you're going to believe it. I always want you to question what your brain tells you and then say, okay, great. Do I actually want to believe this? And you don't have to. You can say, I'm just going to leave this one right here. I'm just going to not take this with me right now. And it's okay if my brain presenting this to me, but I don't actually have to listen. It goes along with this year. If this year is ending or this month is ending, you're like, I wanted to make more money. I wanted to do better. I wanted this. I wanted that. And look, I wanted to do $10,000 this month and I did 5. And I wanted to do $100,000 this year and I did 40,000. And like, there's no way I'm going to ever get to where I want to get. I'm not even close to hitting my goals. Like it's your brain's like, yeah, I know, right? I know we suck. We're terrible at this. Your brain loves this, right? It's like, good. Okay, great. So we're not going to get hurt and put ourselves out there, right? Okay, great. Or if you make 5,000, you can make 10. I'm going to tell you that right now because I know it's weird. Your brain's like, no, it's not possible. It's hard to wrap your brain around that, but it's 1,000% possible, right? If you've made $40,000 in your business, you can make 80, you can make 100, you can make 180. It's actually not that big of jumps. It really isn't. The reason that I know that is because I've done it and it wasn't like a crazy amount of work or a crazy amount of anything really. And I've also seen people do it again and again. So I just want to tell you that. Your brain's going to tell you it's impossible, but I'm here to tell you it's not. It's very possible. That is it for today and for this year. Next week is Christmas in the United States if you celebrate. And I am going to take that week completely off of my business. I was going to create a podcast and have it just go out, but I have a feeling you're either going to be with family or resting. So I'm just going to not do a podcast next week. But I will be back ready to go on January 1st with a podcast. So stay tuned. I am very excited because in January, I have a lot of free, fun things that are coming for you. Another free event where I will work with you and be your coach for an hour and teach you some stuff for the new year. So I'll be announcing more of that on January 1st. I cannot wait to talk to you then. Have a wonderful and happy and safe New Year's. And I'll talk to you next year. Bye for now. Hey, if you like this podcast, please rate and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. I cannot tell you how much that helps my podcast grow. So you can click 5 stars if you like it and you want to give me 5 stars. And please leave a review about telling me why you like it so that I can help other estheticians grow their business. Thank you so much.